Wait. I tried to wait it out for Caleb to walk through the door.
Brilliant move on your part.
To wait, but Caleb's not coming.
Well, to not change the banner of the show, it's just talking sports with Randy Harris.
And that's what it'll always be.
Because there's no need to go into edit because Caleb is not here.
Yeah, Caleb's moved on.
And it's just you and I. It's like if I rearrange
No, I gotta find somebody.
If I rearrange the alphabet, Randy, I will put you and I together, just like we are right now on this radio show.
I wouldn't. So for those living under a rock who don't know, Caleb Benenoch signed with the New York Jets. So I'm now a Jets fan.
How are you?
I'm a Bengals fan. Well, no, I'm really not. I'm a fan of Caleb playing for the Jets.
Okay.
I'm a fan of Alex playing for the Bengals. I've always been a closet Raider fan, but the Raiders aren't the Raiders that they used to be.
Yeah.
You know, I want the skull and crossbones, the elbows to the faces, that kind of stuff. That's the Raiders I
The
love.
Romanowski is like,
The Romanowskis. It's like you saw my notes.
no, I can't read that.
Well, I know that you don't prep.
I don't know words. Like you called me out on Facebook yesterday. Like people need to learn how to read. And
Well, that wasn't you. That was your buddy, who happens to be around the corner. And it's ironic because I've complained about this, and now I'm going to complain on the flip side.
that's a contradiction.
I am going to contradict my own complaint.
Okay.
So I don't know if this is true, but I saw on the Book of Face, and then Dwight Smith agreed with this. Okay, allegedly TB12 does not allow players to sign a TB12 jersey.
Wow. Okay.
Okay, Dwight Smith's like, oh, I get it. I wouldn't let anybody sign it either. Well, I love Dwight to death, but if Dwight went to a teammate and said, don't sign my jersey, I'm not sure it's going to have the same effect as Tom Brady telling, okay. By the way, Dwight threw out the first pitch in Detroit against the Rays on Sunday. Video is...
He wasn't an offensive guy, was he?
No, he was a defensive guy.
You can't throw out the pitch.
Why not?
It's offensive.
No, you're being offensive saying, all right. So I've said it's ridiculous because, first of all, you're not going to sign the jersey TB12. So if some kid wants to get something signed, you do it on the back of the jersey or whatever. I happened to get an email from, I think it's Pristine, where we recently got a cowboy helmet for Mickey D of the Scorpions.
Okay.
This is a game, please explain this to me. It's a game-used San Francisco 49er helmet
Okay.
of Bill Romanowski.
Okay.
So let me, because I know you're slow. It is Bill Romanowski's game-used helmet, autographed by Joe Montana.
Okay.
You're okay with that? That's stupid.
Well, I mean, look, people have signed all kinds of crazy stuff. I mean, I remember when I was a kid, I had a baseball glove that was signed by Don Mattingly, who came from Evansville, Indiana, obviously. And across the street from where I grew up is the Studwells, where number 55, all linebacker, all pro from the Minnesota Vikings. And I didn't have a football, but I wanted to get the autograph. So he signed my baseball glove. So an autograph's an autograph. No matter what it is. You ever seen crazy things that somebody signed?
Yes.
Well, what's the craziest thing you've seen autographed as far as memorabilia?
Nora, I don't remember Nora's last name, had her arm. What is this?
Sleeve?
No, well, it's her arm. It's her skin.
Bicep?
Is that the bicep there?
Well, it depends on if it's in front of the bicep or the back of the tricep.
Okay, who knows? She had that signed by football players. And then would go to the tattoo place and have the tattoo put on.
Oh, what?
Yeah, she had a row. Started at the top with Michael Pittman. And me being me, I would make fun of her at the show. I'm like,
she deserves it.
This has got to be one of the most ridiculous. So the player that was sitting there, and BJ Askew was one of them, who was a friend of Pitt's. BJ goes, well, let me see it. And so Nora would walk up, she'd pull up her sleeve, and it would have like two players there. It was Pitt, and then I think it was Adam Hayward, who's Mike's buddy. So BJ's like, and where's mine? So then she put his.
Okay.
So then she has like a whole row of signatures.
I've seen exes do that. I mean, I've seen like Britney
Undertaker.
and crossing them out. But so BJ Askew, is he related to Ben Askew?
Or BJ Upton?
Well, Ben Askew, who fought in the Triller and got knocked out by Jake Paul.
Askew fought?
Well, no, but didn't
butchered
Michael
his name.
Buffer called him Ben Askew?
Yeah, thought it was
In the main event,
right.
in the main event, he called him by the wrong
Right.
last name.
I did forget kind of an emotional time because my favorite co-host of all time. No, she's not. She's one of my two favorite. Kate and Leslie would be my two favorite co-hosts of all time.
Okay.
And Leslie,
Female co-host of all time. You got to segregate them. Like, be like, you're my favorite female co-host that I've ever had.
ironically, because I do have a complaint about a female thing, and we're going to bring that up. So my favorite person, Lacey, lost her favorite person, was it the day before yesterday, in the passing of Olivia Newton-John.
Oh, yeah.
She'd been, sick and obviously fighting cancer for a long, long time. So I feel for Leslie. Leslie went on the meet and greet. I don't know if you saw the photo that I reposted on the Book of Face. Paid lots of money to go to the meet and greet with John Travolta and the Olivia Newton-John, and she's a big fan of Olivia. So
What's your limit for spending money on a meet and greet?
$20.
No matter who it is?
It's kind of like with the house, and everybody's asking, well, what's your bottom line? I don't know what that is. Because if I give you, and I told Putz this the other day, $25, does that mean I'm going to turn down $24.50?
Right.
I don't know, and I'm not going to negotiate against myself. I would say first and foremost, that person would have to be Rocky Balboa.
That person doesn't exist.
That's who I would pay for. Not necessarily Stallone, but see, if you go with Stallone. If you go with Stallone, you get John Rambo and Rocky Balboa.
Yeah, but when you say Rocky, you end up. It's like telling people you own a bunch of hotels and it's just because you have monopoly.
Or your name's Paris.
Why?
Paris Hilton.
Oh, yeah. Have you seen her
He's now
on
doing the
commercials?
Hilton commercials.
Yeah, just like put that in my extra room.
Right.
Like, what?
So I don't know. There's been a couple times that I was so cheap on certain things, and I regret. Not many. Not going in the Louvre as much as it would have bored the hell out of me. I probably should have gone into the Louvre.
I got a $20 Donald Trump vault ticket available if you want to go down in the basement in Mar-a-Lago
I don't even know what that means.
behind a padlock.
No.
Well, they just rate it as compact. But I'm selling vault ticket tours.
I jumped in the ring to get that photo with Donald Trump, so I don't need to necessarily pay for a meet and greet. He didn't have, the security, and well, obviously he didn't have it the other night either. I don't know if there's anybody that I would be willing to pay for a meet and greet that would, the life that I've lived has been, I don't know what word I'm supposed to use here.
Spectacular.
Spectacular.
Fortunate. Like you've met all these people through your job.
Fortunate, right.
So you've been able to get to know them on a personal basis where you don't see them from
Right.
celebrity.
Well, no, I still see him on come on, Ric Flair is a celebrity. Steve reposted that photo when the boat came and we were all there. We still need to talk about that match, which was awful and awesome at the same
It was
time.
a year ago. It was on a
Today.
Woos Day.
Yeah, I think it was a year
Can
ago
we
today.
change that to official Wednesday as Woos Day?
No, because I don't think it was a Wednesday that this day was.
You said a year ago. Wow.
Right.
It was Wednesday.
I know, but the date, knuckle.
Oh, I got you.
So,
Because Bon Jovi Friday is like every day if you're Bon Jovi.
every day is Friday for Bon Jovi.
No, that's why we need Wednesday.
He's still working at his restaurant.
Is he?
Did you see that? Yeah. It's basically you come in and it's for the needy per se, and you pay what you can, and if you can't pay, it's cool. And there was a video, and sometimes even I question, come on. He's back there doing the dishes.
Oh, it's like me.
You don't do the
Bon
dishes.
Jovi and I are like
you
the
don't
same.
I've never seen you do a dish.
I make the food. I'm the master. I'm the creator of.
What does that have to do with washing
What kind of
the
pizza?
dishes?
What kind of food do they do? Do they do pizza?
It's soul food, I believe.
I don't know how to cook.
So back to your original question, and then I'm going to turn your volume off just because you're boring the hell out of me.
Are you serious?
Yeah, you are. I've been fortunate enough to meet so many cool people. If I had never met Ric Flair might be on that list.
Above Dusty Rhodes.
I've met Dusty
The
Rhodes.
American Dream. How are you going to put Rick above the American Dream? That's your guy. That's your dude.
Well, who I always enjoyed watching, and I enjoyed watching them both. Don't get me wrong. It would be difficult, but I have met them both. I have done charity events with them both. And while doing a different charity event, I became became good friends with, and I always enjoyed this guy too, but not to the same level. But because he's one of the most down-to-earth superstars that I've ever met in Diamond Dallas Page, he may even be above Ric Flair and Dusty Rhodes in that list.
You have monkeypox. What's wrong with you? There's something wrong with you. You can't put the Diamond Dallas Page above either one of those guys.
Okay, hold on a second, because you're an idiot. So I have to draw pictures with crayons for you. You didn't ask who is better. You didn't ask who has the biggest legacy. You said, who would you?
Oh yeah, it's your opinion.
It's your opinion.
But I don't agree.
I'm the only one that disagrees with your opinion, and that you're not allowed to have them. But all three were super cool. But I've never met a cooler guy than Page. DDP was awesome. When he came to this charity event that we did with Kevin Carter, and one of my favorite bands now is called Generation Radio. Well, that's your ringtone. Once I get Natalie to do the ringtone. It's Generation Radio, which is Jay DeMarcus from Rascal Flatts. It's Jason Sheff, who was the lead singer for Chicago Forever. And some of all their songs that Jason's singing on sounds like it's Chicago. It should. It's the voice. And I believe a drummer, from Journey. But we brought Page to that. And the hit that he made, and then he called me about 2:30 in the morning. I'm sound asleep in the room, to thank me for bringing him to this event. Guy's just a good guy, good dude. But you didn't say which one is the bigger legend. I mean, obviously, even Rick is a bigger legend than Dusty. But getting to meet Virgil Runnels was super cool. So it's hard for me to really realistically answer this question, because I have met anybody that's probably on that list.
Well, but going back to your last statement, why do bands not name themselves after the city that they're in? Like, there's no more Bostons, Chicago's. Like,
Well, first of all, there can only be one.
because Steve, he started a band, the Homosassa Harmonies, and
I would use a different name. If you were in it, I would use it a different name. The Homosassa. No longer being able to broadcast this show.
Why did the band stop naming where they're from?
Well, first of all, there hasn't been that many.
Well, yeah, Chicago.
Okay, good. Chicago, Boston.
And then Ario Speedwagon, that's in a car. That's a truck.
What does that have to do with where you're from?
Well, some people live in their cars.
Before we go to this break, I just need to say something that is very near and dear to me. You are an idiot. All right, let's go hit a break. Coming to you live from this dump of a restaurant. This is Knockout Radio, brought to you by 8 Man Strong and Staff Zone.
Sorry, Bob.
I'll be back. I'm not sure about this call.